Take us!
I actually think, without clickbait, without hyperbole, that Battlefield 6 has done serious damage and may have perhaps, I don't know if killed is the correct word, but I do believe that Battlefield 6, as is right now, has overtaken Call of Duty and is the most popular first-person shooter in the world, which is absolutely crazy. And one of the main things that could point towards this, other than just stats, because I looked at the stats, I asked ChatGPT, I said, hey, gather all the information, all the stats, all the facts that you can across the entire plethora of the internet and make the best guess you can which player count is higher, Battlefield 6 or Black Ops 6 Call of Duty and General Warzone. And it said that it thinks that Battlefield 6 is definitely above the player count of Call of Duty, which is crazy because if you guys have known or have known me here recently, I have been going off on Call of Duty rage baiters and Call of Duty clickbaiters and those homos who are fucking losers. Let's just keep it real, regardless if they're right or wrong or up or down or black or white. It don't matter because they ain't right. I am. So I'm going to tell you this though right now. Certain things are happening that make me believe that Call of Duty is in a massive decline. However, don't get it twisted, my friends. I'm not mentally challenged. Don't call me Blame Truth. But Call of Duty is definitely being pressed, being pushed hard when it comes to Battlefield versus the Call of Duty battle. Because we have seen huge changes in Call of Duty that have been completely and utterly ignored in the past, even though as a community we have been asking for it, asking for these changes. And all of a sudden now, when Battlefield 6 is kicking its ass, I think, hey, maybe now we'll change. And I've been saying that for the longest time. I'm saying Call of Duty was never going to change unless somebody came along and put a foot up its ass and actually gave it competition and actually was a threat to its profits. And now that is happening, and now we're seeing that actual, prediction from Nostradamus, the Call of Duty Elite Gaming Stubmuffin athlete, the Ghost of 8 balls deep, only halfway in, coming true. Another thing that is happening that is really kind of crazy is the video in front of you here is not by mistake. The channel in front of you here is not by mistake. This also is telling me something, because I'm going to say, Xclusive Ace is not an idiot, all right? Xclusive Ace isn't a dum-dum. But if you see what's happening in front of you and you haven't paid attention, Xclusive Ace is changing his main channel he's had for I don't know how many years, a decade or so, entirely based on Call of Duty. He is quitting making Call of Duty content and has gone entirely to Battlefield 6. And instead is starting a second channel from scratch to do Call of Duty content, which is kind of a big deal, but at the same time, it's a smart business move because as is right now, Battlefield 6 videos from his channel at least, and his type of content where he is more of an analytical guy, he's not a personality, he's just sort of a number cruncher, a hints and tips type channel, and that nowadays seems to be much, much better suited for Battlefield content. Call of Duty content now is, mostly played by fucking idiots. I'm gonna keep it real. Like, listen, even though I tell you that Call of Duty is going to beat Battlefield 6 or Call of Duty's dead or Battlefield's dead, and I make fun of all these nerds out here and rage baiters and everybody in between, don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted or twisted. Don't get a twisted T. Call of Duty and the people that play that game, for the most part, are absolute fucking idiots. My point, though, is that Call of Duty is played by morons. Okay, that's what the kind of content they watch. Shit. They want to watch streams by FaZe Swag and rank play and camo unlocks and whatnot. They don't want to see critical videos unless it's people, shitting on it. But majority of people who actually enjoy Call of Duty content are not analytical thinking types. They're brain dead morons. So Battlefield 6, once again, changing his main channel, Xclusive Ace, to Battlefield 6 content. But, his second channel is going Call of Duty, which is a smart move because we have such a big main channel. Starting up a second channel and having it do well is usually not too difficult because, like I said, you can carry a lot of your subscribers and a lot of your clout and online, I guess, presentation, your online, whatever, what's the word looking for? Your online, whatever, whatever it is, man. You know what I'm talking about. Hit that like button, subscribe for mentally Down syndrome people doing the best they can out here. Appreciate you. So he can, parlay that and take his audience over to the second channel who wants to see Call of Duty. And his second video, his first video on that second channel, is already kicking ass and taking names. But Xclusive Ace, yes, he has quit Call of Duty on his main channel and is doing Battlefield 6 content. So yeah, go over and subscribe to Xclusive Ace. Help his second channel if you want to see Call of Duty content. I'm giving him a shout out right now. Even though everybody in this community and all these people online are a bunch of selfish, psychopathic, schizophrenic assholes. I mean, look, what's crazy? I seem like the most deranged, insane person on this platform. But the funny thing is, I mean, I'm just going to say it. I'm literally the nicest. Literally, probably the guy with the highest character. And as much as the other people want to try to like say I'm a psycho or done this and done that, you know, we all have done things and made mistakes or said things we shouldn't have said, or you know, been a part of things that were probably less than reputable. But at the end of the day, take away those mistakes, which make me human. I'm the only guy. No one's ever said, "Hey, you guys should check out Ghost of Vape Chat." No one has ever done anything to ever help me out, and you know, it's just the way it is. I always look like the villain. Now, that's not what we're talking about in this video. I got carried away there. Getting back on point, as we do here on this channel. Battlefield 6, the numbers are out the gate. They're doing better. Now, what's going to happen? Now, my prediction is this, though. All right. It's a bold take, and it gets people riled up, gets their panties in a wad. But I'm going to say this. I think Battlefield 6 is a bad game. I don't think it's a good... Okay, bad game's a bit harsh. I think Battlefield 6 is not a Battlefield, and I think it's basically living off the hype of Call of Duty rejects who hate Call of Duty right now. And I imagine people are going to get bored, and I think this magic world of Battlefield 6 so amazing and the numbers high is going to crash down, and Call of Duty, as usual, will reign supreme at the end of the day. Like I said, Call of Duty is about the worst it's ever been right now, and Battlefield is the best it's ever been right now, and it's barely beating out Call of Duty player count-wise. So if you got the best to offer against the worst to offer, and they're barely beating you out, what's going to happen when Black Ops 7 drops, which is probably one of the best to offer in a long time, goes up against Battlefield 6? I'm thinking if, you know, we get down to the meat and potatoes, but what's going to happen when, you know, this big Black Ops 7 drops and Call of Duty is on top again? And I was right. No one's going to say I was right. No one's ever going to give me anything out here. It's getting a little bit frustrating. I feel like I'm very fucking taken for granted. If I could cry to you guys for a few seconds here, you know what I'm saying? I sort of feel like I don't get the fucking respect that I deserve. You know what I'm saying? I feel like people take me for granted, and a lot of the problems is the internet now is just filled with fucking morons who grown up on the internet, and they're brainwashed. And Jesus, look how fast Call of Duty is, man, when you play Battlefield 6. It runs like nuts. I love it. I love Call of Duty. Call of Duty is the best. But, yeah, you know, listen. I'm an old man. I'm not going to be able to relate to these kids and the stuff they do say it's the fact. They're not going to realize that fact until they get older. You know, you're not going to know what you got till it's gone. But this video's gone on too long. I hope you appreciated watching this video. Remember, hit that like button, subscribe for people with head injuries. Help support the Down syndrome community. And with that being said, I'm Nick Fuentes, and I'll see you guys in our video real soon. Bye.